Call the meeting to order. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. All council members are present. Approval of the agenda. Is there any changes? Council have any changes? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Joe.
Second.
Second by Heidi. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Approval of the minutes of the April 3rd, 2024 regular meeting, all received in your packet. Is there any changes or clarification needed for those minutes? Hearing nothing, do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the April 3rd meeting?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Diane, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Heidi. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. This now brings us to our public open forum. Is there anyone here that would like to speak to the council? Is there anyone here that would like to speak to the council? Call a third time. Is there anyone that would like to speak to the council? Our public open forum is now closed. We will go on to reports and presentations. Janelle Kendall, our county attorney, our annual report.
Good evening, and thanks for putting me on early. Then I can still get a music rehearsal in after this tonight. See, there's reasons that we want to go right away. We'll start right out with our diversion report. Diversion numbers actually went back up this year. People are coming back out. Unfortunately, that means we have a whole new crowd of people who don't have criminal histories who are committing crimes for the first time, especially in the adults. We saw the adult numbers really go up this year. But as you can see, you did have 4 adults that were offered, and 1 actually accepted our offer and completed the program, and you had 3 juveniles. Those were minor consumptions. The other one was theft. So we are trying to still keep people out of the criminal justice system by that first time through, giving them another chance. And we are having more people take us up on it. Just like I say, unfortunately, that we have a new crop of people who are new to the criminal justice system, but we'll deal with it. On the one that's the blue and red, as we talk about each year, that's your city prosecutions. Those are the things that we do under the city jurisdiction versus what we would do anyway under the county attorney jurisdiction. And as you can see, those last 3 years now coming out of COVID you're getting right back up into where you were before, pre-COVID. Pre-COVID was really, the numbers were the highest we've ever seen, even before that. So when things kind of stopped because of the situation that we had in law enforcement being able to stop people and putting people in jail and whatnot, we're now seeing that come pretty much back up to right where it was. And your numbers are no different. Fair amount of DWIs, we're seeing that in cities across the county. That because law enforcement is out there and they're paying attention, and when you've got people texting and driving and have other reasons that they might be drawing law enforcement attention and then they end up being intoxicated, we did see those numbers tick up a little bit on DWIs across the county this year. And when you go then to the third page with the green on it, that shows your serious crime as well. And your felonies, as you can see, are down to about half what they were pre-COVID. And that's not because you guys aren't catching them, because they are. As you know, one of the things that I do is I go through all of the felonies in Sauk Center during calendar year 23. And 11 different, actually 12 person crimes. What's listed there is an equipment violation. Actually, that's a possession of pornography. I'm not sure why that was listed as an equipment violation, because that's not what that is. It's very much not what that is, but a good investigation, and obviously a tough investigation. We are seeing more and more of those in our city police departments. It used to be those would be City of St. Cloud or Sheriff's Office investigations, but we are finding that the cities are keeping those and doing a good job themselves. You had one, that was a good investigation. It's pending an outcome right now, but there's nothing wrong with that legally. We just get a lot more calls now from ICAC, the Crimes Against Children, the International Crimes Against Children group. We do have the BCA people that are doing those investigations sitting right there in the Sheriff's Office, and they are passing those out now to the cities. So glad to be able to report that that's a pretty complicated thing, and it was done well, and we are prosecuting those cases. And then the five drug crimes, again, we're just going to see those off traffic stops. And especially when you're right off the interstate here and people are coming off, you're going to pick those up. In fact, one of your property crimes was a stolen truck that, again, your law enforcement did a good job of going and watching the video with the truckers in and seeing who got in and out of that car and seeing what was going on there. They're just good cops. And I'm excited to start now working with soon-to-be Chief Jensen here. Obviously, I've worked with Chief Friedrich since he was a baby cop, back when we used to have a court out here with Chief Himsel. And we were just talking about the troopers and coming up here, and I learned to try speeding tickets here in Sauk Center in your courtroom, and it was really a good time for relationship building and getting out of the office and getting to know each other. So in that vein this year, I required all of my people to do ride-alongs, everybody, from the people who answer the phones to me, everybody. And we had 2 come up here, so now they know where your frequent flyers live. I came up here when I was a baby lawyer and learned all of those things directly from your officers. So you have a long tradition of doing it well and doing it right up here, and that's an awesome choice. Again, I've known him and his parents. It really dates me, doesn't it? But I know he knows what he's doing, and he's going to do the right thing. And that is really a big deal in law enforcement in modern times, to know that your officers are well-trained and they're going to do the right thing. And sometimes that means not prosecuting something. Sometimes that means doing different things in a community. And you guys have a long and solid history on that. When you look at the crime that's happening across the county, that last one, again, only 24 of those 1,000 or so felonies a year that we have were yours. And they're doing a good job on catching people, again, from the property crimes to the drug crimes to the person crimes. You also had a fleeing in there, 107 miles an hour. Yes, the squads can go that fast. And we will catch you even though we don't chase you, always. Sometimes we let them go because we already know who you are. We'll come get you later when it's not so dangerous. We are seeing those numbers again level off. They were pretty high there, really ramping up going into COVID. We've been caught up for over a year in our criminal justice system, so we don't have the backlog that you might read about in the metro and some of the other places. The child protection numbers are generally coming back down. That's good to see. The juvenile numbers are coming back down, but the ones that we have are unfortunately very violent crimes. Probably saw that shooting if you're paying attention to the St. Cloud News there over the weekend. And we did just have an attempted murder conviction come in on Monday afternoon, and the person who had been convicted chose not to come back. So they're looking for him right now. So we do still have the violent crime going on. Generally, it's persons who are all armed shooting at each other. It's got nothing to do with the cops, and thankfully, knock on wood, it hasn't involved the average person walk by so far, so that's what we're seeing. So, questions, comments, concerns, anything at all?
No questions? Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Congratulations on your new chief, and congratulations, Brian, for an awesome career.
Thank you. Police activity report. Brian. Should be his last one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is your last report, I think.
Last one ever.
I expected you to pawn it off on Joel,
I
but
was
you
going
didn't.
to, so I can't miss the very last one. Yeah. So, yeah, activity report for March of 2024, not 2023 like it says there, it's 2024. So some of the numbers we had 11 alarm calls. We had 17 citizen contacts. We did 24 door checks. We had 135 foot patrols, a lot of them at Walmart, and the hospital has asked us to start doing more walkthroughs there at their facility at different hours, a lot in the evenings, so our officers have been stopping off and walking the hallways in the hospital too. They feel they needed some more security there. Medicals, we had 30 medicals. We made 361 traffic stops. We did 44 school patrols. We had 19 administrative citations, probably for parking. And we did 36 personal assists. We had 14 behavioral health calls, 19 welfare checks, 3 unwanted person calls. We had 8 juvenile problem calls, 31 assists for other agencies, 10 citations for no Minnesota driver's license, 14 citations for driving after suspension and revocation. We had a total activity of 1,013. Compare that to 2023, we're up 240. And compare that to last month, we're up 170. Some of the other notes, Officer Letitia Harden is at the final stages of her field training. We have the 2 new lease squad cars. If you notice, we have those, and the new graphics are on those, or the graphics are on them, but they're not going to be on the road till probably end of May or middle of May. It's taken that long for the guy that equips them. He's that far behind. So we're lucky we're going to get him in May yet. Solar speed signs are coming out now. We put the one on Ash Street, so you'll get the battery in that tomorrow, and you'll start seeing that one on there on Ash Street. We're doing a lot of in-house training this time of year, use of force stuff, and then we're also been to a few trainings out of house. So this time of year we do a lot of training in the spring. The new chief went to his first Chiefs conference. Started that this week. It's going all right, Joe? Chiefs conference going all right? Okay. And then what else? That's all I have. Of course, it's my last council meeting, and I want to thank you guys for everything, and Vicki, I appreciate all the help she's given me over the years, and of course, I want to thank our community, the community of Sauk Center, for allowing me to be a police chief, and it meant a lot to me. So,
Okay.
thank you very much.
Thank you, Brian.
Yep.
Public Works Department. Ben?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This past month, we went through the J.C. Park bathroom, completely gutted it, and it's getting all put back together right now, just about done, so that'll be ready to go for this spring. That project has turned out really nice and was a major upgrade that was much needed up there, so our crew did a good job getting that done. Park bathrooms, we are starting to turn on the water and make any repairs needed to be able to have them open for the season. Front Park and Middle Park, doing a lot of grass work in there, cleaning up leaves, sticks, dead grass, things like that. We'll be doing that through all the parks here in the coming weeks. We did have several arena events that took place. Those went well, and there was a lot of people up there for both of those. Campground, a lot of work going in there right now with cleaning up and seeding the trench from the internet project over the winter. Bathrooms are getting gone through, campsites getting cleaned up. We've got some open cuts in the roads from the trenching and we've got to get filled, hopefully next week. They'll be making tar so we can start working on that stuff. All the docks are installed in the lake and we got the pier brought back over to its spot from the campground. We did have a week of snow removal there at the end of March from the storm that came through. We do have a truck that experienced a mechanical breakdown at the tail end of snow hauling. So that is currently in the shop getting diagnosed and we'll work through a solution for that. All the storm sewer catch basins in town were cleaned and inspected. Some repairs have taken place, but we'll be making the rest of them in the next month or so here. We went over all the gravel roads again, and we'll hit those again as needed coming up this spring. Any questions I can answer?
Questions? Concerns?
Somebody already gave me a compliment on some of the work that you guys did to the schoolhouse, so.
Oh, yeah, that got completed too. So next step is to get that painted. Goal is to have that done by Sinclair Lewis Days, which shouldn't be an issue. Yep.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
Planning Commission report. Sarah?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. In your packet, you have a copy of the agenda for the Planning Commission meeting that we had on April 9th. We had one public hearing, which is an action item later on the agenda. A copy of the building permit report. So for the month of March, we did $250,000 in construction value, and a year ago, we did $73,000 in construction value.
Questions? Okay, thank you. Ambulance Department, Tim.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. For the first quarter of '24, the ambulance service had a total of 238 ambulance calls. That included 49 canceled or special details. It's good to see that we are starting to use our ALS service. We did have 9 medicals that were able to use medics this quarter, and also 12 ALS transfers were done using our medics. The majority of the canceled calls were crashes because we were in the winter months. That typically is a lot higher than 15, but with the mild winter, we got a little break. We typically went to the St. Cloud Hospital as our main hospital, besides Sauk Center, on the transfers anyway. We did 47 transfers. We did bill out $215,026 in bills this quarter. Special events that we conducted this quarter, we did a talk demonstration at the Senior Center Heart Month talk. And then we also were present during the life skills 5th grade class at the elementary school. Mutual aid, we assisted Bruton in 1 call. We assisted Melrose in 1 transfer and medical, but they were both canceled. North Ambulance, we assisted them in a crash over by Alexandria. We transported 3 patients to Alamere Hospital, and then we also did 1 transfer for them from Alamere Hospital to St. Cloud Hospital. On the assists, we did some hospice transfers from Sauk Center Hospital back to hospice, either centers or the residents. And then we also did a couple transfers from the hospital back to the patient residence. We did transfer a few patients to hospitals on medical calls. These are typically because they're right on our boundary. So we did 1 to Alamere Hospital, 1 to Glacial Ridge and Glenwood, and then 1 to Melrose Hospital. And then we did miss out on 3 transfers because we did not have ALS staff. Melrose Ambulance took 2 of them, and then Central Care Ambulance out of Paynesville took 1. So that is the report in a nutshell. Any questions I can help you with?
Questions? Okay, thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Jim.
We do have 1 public hearing on our agenda, so we'll recess this council meeting and enter into our public hearing. We have 1 public hearing before us this evening in accordance with the official mailed and public notice in the matter of a vacation of utility easement. It is our intention that everyone has the opportunity to be heard. If you wish to speak, please sign in on the sign-up sheet at the back of the room. The procedure is as follows. Presentation by staff, followed by question of staff, then public input. Raise your hand. When recognized by the mayor, approach the podium and state your name and address for the record. State your comments and position. No one will be allowed to speak a second time until everyone has had a chance to be heard. First, we will hear questions for clarification. Second, public in favor of the proposal. Third, public speaking against the proposal. After everyone who wishes to speak has had the opportunity to be heard, the hearing will be closed. After closure of the public hearing, the council will deliberate and take action as appropriate. Members of the audience do not participate in the council's discussion unless a majority of the council concedes to hear additional information or questions. The hearing is now in session.
Okay, so Eric and Jennifer Johnson will soon be the owners of lots 4, 5, and 6, Block 1, Authors Edition, located at 352 Half-a-Day Drive. The Johnsons are interested in combining lots 4 and 5 and are requesting that the utility easement located on the common property line be vacated to allow for the construction of a home that will cross over the property line. We did publish a notice in the Sauk Central Herald of the hearing. You can see in your plat a drawing, and it is the dark blue section of the common area that would be vacated. We would not be vacating the 10 feet adjacent to Half a Day Drive to allow that continuous easement to occur. And then also the rear of the property, as you can see, there's 32.34 feet that would not be vacated. And so what we're looking for tonight is the request of the Johnsons to consider the vacation of that utility easement on the property. Have any questions about that?
Questions?
Does it just go in order, Vicky? I see 3 is at the bottom, 4, 5, and then 6 is,
6 is around the corner. Yeah, that one's not part of this hearing.
I was just curious.
Okay. Any questions, concerns? We're talking about the new addition, so everyone should know where we're talking. Okay. We'll go to the applicant, I don't think is here.
No.
I will open it up to the public. Is there anyone here that needs clarification or wants to speak in favor or against the proposal? Is there anyone here that wants to have clarification or speak in favor or against the proposal? Is there anyone that needs clarification or wants to speak in favor or against the proposal? Council have any last minute questions? Okay, our public hearing is now closed. We will now reconvene the regular council meeting. Move on to 7A, action items. Approve resolution 2024-35, vacating the utility easement. Johnson.
So this is the action that we just spoke about. It is on the easement that is on the property line common to lot 4 and 5. If the council feels the easements are no longer necessary for public use, it can vacate those easements by resolution. A resolution has been prepared. You also have the option to amend that if you feel necessary. Again, that would be the 10-foot wide utility easement located 5 feet on each side of the property line common to lots 4 and 5, block 1 of Author's Addition, except the southwesterly 10 feet, which is adjacent to Half a Day Drive, and the northeasterly 32.34 feet, which is adjacent to the pond in the back. And that is in Resolution 2024-35, vacating utility easement.
Okay, questions? Do I have a motion to approve resolution 2024-35?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Diane, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Heidi. Call the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7B, approve ordinance 831, amending zoning map. Triscoe.
The Planning Commission, acting as the Board of Adjustment, at its April 8th, 2024 regular meeting, held a public hearing to consider an application from Joshua and Sarah Triscoe to rezone lots 7 and 8 of Block 9 of Robbins and Mendenhall's plat located at 521 Walnut Street. The lot is currently zoned R1 residential, and this is at the intersection of Walnut Street and Railroad Avenue. The request is to rezone the parcel to R2 multifamily, which if approved would allow for the use of the existing house and garage on the property as a rental with 3 units. The lot abuts parcel zoned R1 on the northeast side of the property parallel to Railroad Avenue and has had 3 living units in it at the time of purchase by the Triscoes, and rezoning would bring the property into compliance with city code. The Planning Commission, after the public hearing, recommends that the rezoning be approved. And that is ordinance 831, amending the zoning map for lots 7 and 8, block 9, Robbins and Mendenhall's plat.
Questions, concerns? Hearing nothing, do I have a motion to approve ordinance 831?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll
Motion
second.
motion by Shallon, second by Diane. Call the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7C, approve resolution 2024-36, accepting quote for crack filling.
At the March 6, 2024 City Council meeting, the council authorized quotes and bids be obtained for crack filling various streets throughout the city. Packets requesting quotes were sent to contractors known to perform this type of work and was also advertised and posted on the city website. Bids were opened on April 11th, 2024 with the following results. We received 6 bids or quotes ranging from $24,345 up to $37,485, with the low bidder being Lot Pros Inc. at that $24,345. that is in front of you is Resolution 2024-36, accepting that quote for the crack filling for Lot Pros, Inc.
Questions, comments?
Good price.
Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2024-36?
I'll make the motion for Lot Pros Incorporated.
Motion by Diane, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Call the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries, 5 in favor, none against. 7D, approve Resolution 2024-37, accepting quote for seal coating.
Also, at the March 6th meeting, the council authorized quotes we obtained for seal coating various streets. Packets were sent to the contractors known to perform this type of work. It was also advertised and posted on the city website. Bids were opened on April 11th. We received 2 bids for seal coating, Allied Blacktop and Aztec. Aztec being the low bidder at $88,110.56. So we have that in front of you as Resolution 2024-37, accepting that bid for seal coating.
Questions, concerns?
So now this was where we cut out Lake Ridge, Lake Shore area, correct?
Yep.
And so we came in quite a bit under the estimate there. Those costs. What's the amount per square yard that the actual bid was, do we know?
We'd just ask Deb that question.
It was like 370 a square yard for the seal coat without mobilization.
Okay,
That was Aztec's price.
so that was a little bit less than we estimated.
Yep.
Okay.
I sat in on the bid openings, and I know Ben and I looked at it after the fact, and it was pretty close to what Ben had kind of figured it would come in at, so. The two, the crack filling and the seal coating comes in, what, 45,000 less than what we've got budgeted? Something
Correct.
like that.
Yep.
When we add the two together, so. Okay, any other questions? Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2024-37, accepting the bid for seal coating?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Heidi, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Shellen. Call the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries, 5 in favor, none against. 7E, approve Resolution 2024-38, accepting bid for truck stop project.
At the March 6th meeting, we approved the plans and specs and authorized bids for the 2024 truck stop stormwater project. Bids were open on April 11th, 2024, with the following results. You can see we did, I believe, have 15 plan holders. The bids came in all the way from $308,104.26 up to $675,582. And so the low bidder is Ag Tech Drainage at the $308,104.26, and we have Resolution 2024-38 accepting that bid for the 2024 stormwater project to Ag Tech Drainage.
Questions?
Why the range in price? Is that the I don't want to do it price? Yeah? Okay, gotcha,
I'm busy, and if I get it, I want it to be worth my while.
gotcha. Okay, just curious.
Any other questions, comments? Has Ag Tech ever done this type of job before? Nothing against them, it's just pure fact I want to.
Yeah, Mayor and Council, I personally have not worked with them on this. They do mostly agricultural type drainage. They do show that they do some of this kind of work in their website. They seem pretty confident in doing it. Most of the dollars are actually the excavation work, which is something they do. They're right here local. They're just, a couple blocks down the road is all. So it's easy for them. I can tell you they plan to get started fairly quickly. First half of May, they should get in there and get going on it. So they seem comfortable. We'll certainly be watching what they do. I'm not positive about we have 48-inch storm sewer being laid, of what experience they have on that, but we'll just have to be watching them and make sure it's done correctly.
Okay, no, that's fine. I just didn't know they got into this type of. Any other comments? Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2024-38?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Diane, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Heidi. Call the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries, 5 in favor, none against. 7F, approve chamber requests for Sinclair Lewis Days, including parade route.
The chamber has requested use of various city parks, city parking lots, parks, and streets for Sinclair Lewis Days. I'll run through them quickly. They have the DJ on the trailer by the shelter for kids and the band in the band shell for adults with a beer garden, provided the American Legion pontoon and boat parade, which would be to close the park road in use of Sinclair Lewis Park on Friday the 19th from 5 to dusk. They have food vendors, which would be using the Sinclair Lewis parking lot on Friday, July 19th from 5 to dusk. They have fireworks, closed Park Road and boat landing for fireworks permit, Friday, July 19th, 5 p.m. to dusk. Crazy Days, use of the downtown sidewalks for Crazy Days sale, Friday, July 19th and Saturday, July 20th. The Craft Fair and Family Fun Festival, closed Park Road and use of Sinclair Lewis Park and parking lot, Saturday, July 20th from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. They have the Chip Time 5K and 1 mile run, start and finish by the swings and playground equipment, use of trail, and close one lane of Hickman Drive and Lakeview Drive on Saturday, July 20th from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And approval of the parade route, which is the Industrial Park, Sinclair Lewis Avenue, Elm, 6th, Getty, 10th, back to the Civic Arena, which is Saturday, July 20th, beginning at 7 p.m. And so what we're asking tonight is to approve the uses as requested, including the road closures and the parade route.
Questions?
I just have a question for Stacy regarding the route for the 5K. Is it utilizing any of the half-a-day or any of the new project space at all? I suppose we don't have a connection throughway yet, do we?
No, the map is on here.
Oh, I didn't look at that. I apologize.
The map is on page 39.
I just remember from running it last year, it kind of got hairy on Ferry Lake Road. So, okay. Yeah.
In the works, so that has been working. If all of these routes is preferred to be down, certainly we can try to do so. But that's been the route for years.
You don't ever get any fear of people running down that road at all?
No, we try to have it staffed, like as far as volunteers at each with the right coloring, and we even have the help of the police department as well down there when they're turning off of that gravel road as number 11.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just think when we get that trail done.
I know.
Yeah.
That would be a good alternative, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions, concerns with any of the activities listed and the requests? Do I have a motion to approve the uses as requested, including the road closures and parade route?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Diane.
I'll second.
Second by Shallon. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7G, approve ambulance billing collections contract.
So the city has a current billing service agreement with Expert Billing, which will terminate on May 31st, 2024. An agreement with a new service company has been proposed by the Sauk Center Ambulance, and they will be responsible for all collections of patient services rendered by the department. The agreement is attached from EMS Management and Consultants. We noted that the address is wrong on there, and the date says 2020, which should be 2024. The outgoing company, Expert Billing, will continue to work collecting existing accounts. They are paid by accounting and have been paid for all accounts submitted to them to date. However, they would be entitled to additional 4% on collections after August 1st, which are accounts that were not collected on first attempts. Within the Expert Billing contract, it says, you know, they get paid per billing or per patient, say, but then they have to do like the first notice, second notice. Once they get past that, then if they do extra work behind that, then they would get 4% to continue to work these closed accounts. On December 31st, those uncollected accounts will be returned to the city. So we have two separate things, is to approve the billing service agreement with EMS Management and Consultants to switch to that new vendor on June 1st, and then also to approve the continued services from Expert Billing up to December 31st for collections of existing accounts with 4% to be paid collections received after. And we put August 31st on there. That's what we're estimating, that they'll have done that other due diligence on those calls that they have to make. But that date could vary depending on when the patient billings first went out. So we'll work with them on that. So it's kind of a two-part action. First, to change the billing company, and then how we're going to deal with the remaining accounts that were with the old billing company. And our city attorney is actually working on that with expert billing.
Okay. Questions, concerns? Act on the first one. Do I have a motion to approve the billing service agreement with EMS Management?
Motion to approve.
Motion by
I'll
Joe,
second.
seconded by Diane. Any discussion on that? Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Second part, do I have a motion to approve continued services from expert billing up to December 31st, 2024 for collections of existing accounts with 4% to be paid for collections received after August 31st, 2024?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion by Heidi, second by Diane. Is there any comments or questions on that? Hearing nothing, call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7H, amendment to cell phone reimbursement policy.
So we currently have a reimbursement policy for the city that, for city employees that would otherwise be issued a cell phone, where they reimburse monthly for the use of their own phone. So rather than us providing a phone and they, instead of carrying 2 phones, they just carry their own phone and we reimburse them $40 per month as long as they spend that much. The policy requires that the employee provide the accounting department a copy of their own cell bill on a semi-annual basis for verification they're maintaining service. Since most cell phone plans are now on a 3-year cycle, it's requested that verification frequency be changed from semi-annual to annual. Semi-annual just comes up really often. At the current time, we have 1 employee utilizing this policy. However, we anticipate 1 additional employee will use that feature in the near future. So what we're looking to do is amend our cell phone reimbursement policy to require submittal of verification on an annual basis versus semi-annual. It's easy to know that their cell phone service is still in service because we can call them, but our
Yeah.
policy requires verification.
Okay, questions, concerns? Do I have a motion to amend the cell phone reimbursement policy?
Motion to approve.
Motion by
I'll
Joe,
second.
second by Diane. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7I, approve resolution 2024-39, authorizing advertisement for bids for removal of excess dirt.
This says info center. I don't know how that's in there, but anyway, the completion of the Sauk Center South Industrial Park project resulted in 12,000 plus cubic yards of extra black dirt. And so that it's now located on Lot 1, Block 3 of South Sauk Center Industrial Park, just south of the truck stop. So now we need to have that dirt removed and disposed of to accommodate for the sale of a lot. In order to do that, we are wanting to request authorization to advertise for bids for removal of that dirt. It could be quite spendy, actually, when we get all done with it. So we have Resolution 2024-39, authorizing the advertisement for bids for the removal of the excess dirt, and that is in your packet.
Questions, comments?
I guess the only question I have is, we don't have a specific date for bid opening. Do we have that now? Got XX in there?
Ben, did you have a suggested bid opening date?
Yeah, I was looking at doing it for the first council meeting in May, like that Tuesday, I think it's the 7th.
Our first meeting's May 1st, isn't it?
May 1st is the
Oh, that's
first
right.
council meeting.
It'll be before the 2nd, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yep,
Is it Tuesday before, the day before?
the Tuesday before the council meeting, yep.
So the 14th.
That's the 2nd one, yep.
Okay.
Okay, everyone understand that? Okay. Any other questions? Do I have a motion to approve the resolution 2024-39?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Diane, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Heidi. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. We have no unfinished business. We have no new business. We have consent agenda. Schedule of claims, unpaid claims, $65,028.92 with the total of the same. March checks, paid claims / payroll, $689,886.95. And we have a gambling application for exempt permit request from the Sauk Center Area Chamber of Commerce for a raffle for July 14th, 2024 at American Legion Post 67. Is there any questions about the consent calendar? Hearing nothing, do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Heidi, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Shallen. Call the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5 in favor, none against. We have no informational items. We do have a closed meeting, so we'll recess the regular meeting, and then once we empty the chambers, we will go into our closed meeting on real estate offer on Lot 1, Block 3, South Sauk Center Industrial Park. Okay? Closed meeting, we'll reconvene our regular council meeting after being in closed session on the real estate offer on Lot 1, Block 3, South Sauk Center Industrial Park. We heard all our information from staff, and we have directed staff to proceed with the counter offer or whatever. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Okay, motion by Diane, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Heidi. Call the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5 in favor, none against. That brings us to the end of our agenda. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Heidi, seconded by Joe. Call the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Meeting adjourned.